right. Thanks, Christine. Appreciate that. Okay, here to weigh in, Brandon Arnold, the Executive Vice President of the National Taxpayers Union. Also, Tim Phillips is here, Director of Government Affairs and Global Strategies at Nestpoint. Gentlemen, welcome, and thanks so much for coming on. So, Wall Street Einstein there was referring to some comments that the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnik made about the possibility of a deal being completed. In case you missed it, we'll play it for you now and then get your thoughts.
We have every country in the world, just like Donald Trump has said, who wants to do a deal with us. Now, here's the point. I have a deal. Done. But I need to wait for their prime minister and their parliament to give its approval. But you have to remember, they have prime ministers, they have parliament, they have to work through their process. But all of these are going to be coming. And what they're going to be is they're going to be incredibly smart, incredibly thoughtful. They're going to unleash the ability for us to export to them to grow. And they are going to also protect our industry so we can grow. And I think our GDP is going to pop from there.
So then, as Sean and I are discussing, which country would fit that description there, Brandon? We're trying to figure out which one's got the deal. But either way, what will you be watching for in the coming days?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question here, and I'm not going to pretend to know which country he's talking about, but I would like to see that deal as quickly as possible. As we heard from the trading floor, it is absolutely critical to get these deals done as quickly as possible. When we look at the U.S.-Mexico trade agreement, that took over 900 days from the time it began negotiation to the time it was actually consummated. So in order to do these dozens of trade deals in this quick time span, we're talking about an enormous task. I think getting one of these deals locked in would give a ton of investment confidence to so many people in the business community and so many Americans, just individual consumers who are concerned about the future of the economy and have a lot of questions about what's taking place right now in Washington.
Big board there, Dow down about 400 points. Tim, on the heels of today, there is an Investing in America event happening. The president is speaking on that. That is happening at 4 p.m. There are several companies that are going to be a part of that as well, including Nvidia, Johnson & Johnson, Eli Lilly, and so many more. But there are already, we're talking billions and billions of dollars that are promised to this country already in investment. Does that give confidence? Is that a confidence booster?
Every announcement by President Trump with business leaders from around the world and the United States that additional new investments are happening in the United States, that's a good thing. The administration has a good overall story to tell. Inflation down, it was 2.4% last month. That's the lowest since the fall of 2024. The job numbers were good. The market is turbulent, yes, because of the tariff announcements over the last month. The underlying factors with this economy, though, are pretty good in many respects. Energy prices are down. Oil's around $60 a barrel. So it's going to be turbulent with the market for a while. But if they keep rolling out these announcements of new trade deals and new investments in the United States, and if the Republican Congress gets the big, beautiful bill done, those tax cut extensions from the first Trump era done, also in the tax on tips that the president promised during the campaign. If they do that, I do think that'll be a propelling force forward for the economy moving into the summer and the fall.
Great analysis. And in case you're wondering how the president feels about it, he just sent out a truth. We'll work to get it for our viewers. But in essence, he's arguing that what we're seeing now in the market is tied to President Biden. Because he says, he didn't take over until January 20th. The tariffs will soon start kicking in. The companies will start moving to the U.S. in record numbers. But right now, it's the Biden overhang, saying it has nothing to do with tariffs. He left us with bad numbers. When the boom begins, it will be like no other. So he says to be patient. That is the latest message from the president. Brandon Arnold, Tim Phillips, thanks so much for joining us this morning with your analysis.
You bet.
Thank you.
Well, you remember that judge that was removed and arrested, Judge Hannah Dugan? She's now been suspended.